Thank you, everyone who's going to watch this. I'm interviewing small businesses to hear about how COVID 19 has affected them and what plans they have for the future. The goal of this project is to connect members of the community with local businesses through my subscription box. And in this box, I'm providing a combination of coffee, tea, and treats, plus marketing materials for the small businesses you're helping during this difficult time. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, let's get started. If you could introduce us to you and to the business and just explain a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Laura. I own Poppy's Cafe in the market at the Fareway in Chestnut Hill, located behind the Chestnut Hill Hotel. And we're just a small specialty coffee shop, and we sell a few baked goods as well.
And can you talk about maybe your favorite baked good or your favorite coffee from there? I'm not sure how much sampling you do, there, but
I would say my favorite baked good is the apple cider donuts that we have.
Oh, sounds good.
That's just my favorite anyway. In terms of the coffees that we have, we sell beans, and we have, I think, about 16 different varieties on hand always. But we can get anywhere upwards from, I think it's about 75 different variations. We can get them ordered quickly. They get here the next day. Coffee drinks, we do almost anything you can think of. Right now, our Banana Gorilla is one of the most popular.
That sounds good.
It's really good. And then I would say the second favorite would be a caramel macchiato, or maybe our lavender lemonade. We have lavender lemonade that's really good.
I have to try that. I don't think I've ever tried that before.
Yeah, it's a new one for us this year.
So first question, before we go into like COVID things, because I know those are always a lot of difficulty to talk about, but firstly, can we talk about using technology during the pandemic? Partly because you and I had an experience where the internet just was not working. And in the grand scheme of things, it was not, the biggest problem to have, obviously. But I'm imagining that for small business owners, it must be really hard to rely on technology this much during the pandemic.
It is and it isn't. I would say over the summer, when things were a little bit slower and people were still extremely nervous, we were able to do call-ahead orders. So people could call ahead and order, and we would bring it out to their car, and that was a nice service that we were able to offer. It's actually getting a little bit nicer, a little bit busier for us now. Chestnut Hill has really, really loyal customers, and they like to support the small businesses, which is great for us. So we don't have that capability at the moment because usually there's only one person on at a time. So, we usually utilize Instagram and Facebook mostly. We message back and forth with people that way. They do have our Poppy's email as well. We're going to have a website set up probably sometime early to mid next year, where we're hoping to have people be able to make orders, the bean orders, tea orders, things like that through the website.
Yeah, I learned a lot too because I had to make like a website and social media page for my business, and I was like, this is like a crash course in everything online because I had no idea really, before this year. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And in one of the biggest advertising ways to get your name out and advertise what you have and your product is Instagram right now. It's really great.
My second question.
Sure.
How has COVID-19 affected you? And how has your personal business strategy evolved with social distancing guidelines?
So COVID affected the business in such a way that I actually was an employee of Poppy's for the last 3 years. And when COVID really hit and they closed everything down in about March, Poppy's closed down for 2 months. And when they reopened, it was only a few days a week, and I opened for them. And Poppy, the actual owner, and his wife Bev made the difficult decision that they didn't think they were going to keep the doors open for Poppy's anymore. They were going to close it down. So I decided to buy it, to keep it open. I love Poppy's and I love the market, and Poppy is there working as well. So that's partly how COVID affected the beginning of this. My business strategy hasn't really changed because I took it over in the middle of COVID.
Right.
So other than enforcing, the wearing of masks, we personally are making every drink. Previously, Poppy's was a little bit like if you went to a Wawa, you could pick your coffee, you could pump your coffee, you could fix your coffee yourself. And we're just doing all of that ourselves right now. It's easier for us to keep everything clean. One person's touching everything. We know where we all have been. We do the regular checks. We do the regular cleanings. It's easier to keep it safe that way. So that's where we really changed things because of COVID.
I mean, I'm thinking about like the businesses that have like a bunch of, not a bunch because they're still small businesses, but multiple locations, and like having to make multiple trips, which then kind of heightens the risk for potential problems that could happen. So, like, I feel like right now having one location and being able to, like, centralize everything is probably really helpful.
It is. It is really nice to know that everything is in one place, that there are only a few employees, that we're all on the same page. It definitely makes it a lot easier in a difficult time.
And what do you feel currently is your greatest obstacle right now?
I would say really our greatest obstacle is just making sure that everything is clean. I mean, it is a really serious issue that we're having right now. And we want to be sure that we're not giving anything to anyone and no one's giving anything to us. And just managing that while being customer friendly and trying to accommodate people as best we can. That's kind of a difficult obstacle. But Again, I will say that Chestnut Hill has wonderful loyal customers, and they're very understanding about all the changes that have happened. So that makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I feel like community is really important during this time, and I personally, before COVID went, and I still go to Chestnut Hill, like, a couple times, like maybe a week sometimes, because I really want either coffee or tea or something, and, I just think about how it's really important for all of us as a community to help small businesses during this time.
Absolutely. I mean, I think even the small businesses themselves are shopping amongst each other to try to support each other. And it's nice because Chestnut Hill is a really great community that way.
And what do you feel has been your greatest achievement since, like, really taking a central role at Poppy's?
I would say my greatest achievement is just keeping Poppy's open.
Yeah.
Because, Poppy's, for the regular customers of the market, Poppy's is a nice place to go. It was a great place for me to work. It's a nice place to come and see people that know you, who know your family. It's nice to come in the door and be greeted by people that know whatever was happening with you in the week. And I think my greatest achievement just, in the last 6 months of having Poppy's is just being able to keep it open and communicate with those same customers,
Right. And in this new era with social distancing, how should small businesses approach marketing strategies? Like, I know we already talked about Instagram a little bit, but, like, for the people who don't really, like, because my generation knows a lot about it, but, like, for the people who might not know as much about it, like, how would you advise them to approach marketing, like, during this time?
I don't know. I mean, I'm of the generation that was half internet, half not internet.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up, and I didn't see a computer until I think, I was in 9th grade maybe. And my dad was one of the first people to have a computer that I knew of. And then all of a sudden the internet was everywhere. So it's hard for me to try to advise people how to market without the internet these days, because I do feel like that pretty much has taken over everything.
Right.
If you're not using the internet, you're missing out, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I think it's really important. I mean, because I've been online and I've seen that people do like YouTube videos or, just Instagram videos about how to approach marketing online, which I think can be helpful as well. Like, especially if you're not as tech savvy as a lot of other people.
absolutely. And the Chestnut Hill Business Association, they do have they have sessions where they offer you, I guess they advise you how to market online and give you marketing strategies as well. And that probably is nice for some of the other generational owners who are able to learn through that.
And what advice, like besides marketing, would you have for anyone who wants to either start a business or grow their existing business in the near future?
Besides marketing, I mean, I'm not really sure. I think I've had the distinct opportunity of being able to step into an already existing business. So I had a client base already in place,
right,
and have worked at that business previously. I knew most of the client base, so they weren't new people, and I wasn't a new face for them. So that was an asset for me. Starting a new business, again, I think it just keeps coming back to advertising and marketing and getting to know the people in your area as best you can. Maybe having an event to introduce yourself to the neighborhood, things like that.
I mean, I think really right now, like taking advantage of the resources we have, like whether it's like a Zoom, I don't know, virtual event with your community, or like, or just, anything you can do to, put yourself out there and remind the community that you're here is really important.
Yep, absolutely.
So my future question, this one I'm asking to each of my interview guests: where would you see yourself in 10 years, and where do you hope to take the business?
I would hope in 10 years that Poppy's and the market at the Fareway is open 7 days a week. That would be the best thing, I think, for the businesses back here. Currently, it's open Thursday through Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few select businesses within the market that are open Wednesday and Sunday as well, but not everybody. I do think that it would be great for the community to have access to the market 7 days a week, and it would probably help the other businesses within the market flourish as well.
I mean, I definitely agree, because when I think of, I can't think of Chestnut Hill and not think of the market, right? Because every time I go there. I mean, you have all of these restaurants and shops, and I just think,
you have everything you need.
Yeah, to have it open possibly 7 days a week would just be amazing.
I know, it would be great. I think it really would. It's a lot of extra work.
Right.
I mean, that's definitely the truth, but I do think it would benefit the community, and it would definitely benefit the small businesses.
And lastly, what can we do to support you? So this is where you could shout out a social media account viewers could access.
Oh, great. Okay, so we are on Facebook as Poppy's Cafe. We're on Instagram as Poppy Cafe, no S. It would be great to have everybody follow us on those two accounts. We do most of our advertising through there. We update them with our specials and our hours and our special events that are happening in Chestnut Hill. We like I said, we sell beans, we sell gift cards. Currently, I'm trying to start a reduce, reuse, recycle campaign, and we have straw kits. You can buy all these different steel, bamboo straws, cleaners, bags, things like that. We have reusable mugs that you can buy, and you can come back and get a discount every time you use it. Things like that.
All right. Well, we are coming to the end of our interview. I would like to thank you again so much for agreeing to do this. I know everyone's really busy right now.
Absolutely no problem.
I hope everyone, after seeing this video, goes and buys everything, because everything at Poppy's is so good. And everyone, just be kind to each other and support small businesses. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.